and welcome to the August update here at Revesby Estate Farms. Now we are actually on the very beginning of September and we are still in our harvest. It's been a bit of a frustrating month at the beginning. The weather has been what it's been for the rest of this year, very unpredictable. We've ended up with 54 millimetres of rain in August, which actually isn't too bad because traditionally August is the wettest month of the year with all the storms we get. But we had a catchy start. Harvest was very stop and start at the beginning, but in the end it came good and we are pretty much done. We actually decided to stop harvest last week because we had some rain come over and it would have meant we had to run the rest of the harvest through the dryer, which meant burning diesel, which is expensive. So we've got a good forecast for this week coming. Blue skies, actually 27 degrees at the moment. We've got a Indian summer, so we thought we'd hold off the end of harvest and we'll get it completed this next week in good weather, so we don't have to burn any diesel, burn electricity, trying to get the wheat down below 15%. Had we have not made that decision, we would have been done by now, which would have been one of our earliest finishes to harvest. So given the shaky start, the team have done very well and we will be done in the next few days. So we will show you that on the September update. So you can see behind me here, this wheat here is on the pit. It's just flowing through the pit. There's the last couple of fields which are going into this shed behind me. I'll just spin the camera around. Here we go. So the wheat is going into the pit. It's coming up along these conveyors and is actually dropping there into the heap. So this is our final store getting filled. So yeah, the final store there getting filled with wheat. This will be filled all the way to the front just about before we finish. Yields have been a little bit disappointing this year, but it's what's really expected when we had such a dry, well, February was really dry and then we went into a very wet spell in sort of March and April. The fields sat very wet. We then went into an extremely dry spell again and we actually got hardly any rain during the whole of May and most of June, and then we went into a wet damp period. So they've had a pretty torrid time of it. It has had an impact on yields. Bushels are down because it needs a lot of sunlight to get the bushel up, and because the rooting was impeded by all the wet weather, they really struggled once we got into the dry conditions. So yields have been hit by that. But that was last year's harvest. During this update you'll see some oilseed rape going in, and it's really looking at trial machines this month. We've got a track eradicator taking compaction out ahead of drilling, and then we've also had some new combines on demo to look at because we're thinking of replacing our 6-year-old machine going forward. So yes, I hope you enjoy this update. So it's the middle of August now, it's the 16th. The harvest is progressing amongst all of these showers. It really has been a year of weather on all of these updates we've done. So we've been, like I've just heard, getting all this rain through August. Now, because we operate a system here called controlled trafficking, where we only run on 10-metre bouts across the whole field, so all the traffic, the tractors, the combine, all run on the same wheelings. What we have is 2 wheelings in between our tram lines. The tram line is where the sprayer will run up and down all year long, and we don't actually plant a crop in there. I'll show you that in a minute. So them ones stay year on year out. They get firmer and they actually help us, which means we can travel when we like during the year because they are very solid and very firm. The intermediate wheelings, so in between them there's another 2 set of wheelings which I'll show you in a second. In fact, if we just turn it round, here you can see the intermediate wheelings. So there's a set just running down here. This one here is my actual tram line, so you can see how it's darker and there's no crop in between it. These sit here every single year, but then the intermediate ones only get ran on twice in the year. Once is by the combine and once is when we're drilling it. Other than that, we don't get ran on it. But what we've had, because we've had all this wet weather, we're finding that it's just getting squashed. The soil, because it is wet, will push together and then it doesn't spring back open very well. And we can find that the crop won't grow as well in them wheelings. So what we're actually doing is trialling a machine on our tractor here. So here you can see it. This one is the AgriWeld Prevent, sat on our machine. So what this one's doing, as you can see, it's sat behind the wheels here, and then we've got the drill coming along, and it's just loosening the ground where the combines ran, and then the weight of the TT here is running. These only work shallow, so we're only sort of 15-20 centimeters in the ground maximum. I think we've got these set at about 15 at the moment. Only very shallow. Just take that top surface compaction out. Then as the drill runs on it, when this drill's running, a lot of weight transfer is put on this beam here to force them in the ground because it's direct drilling. And actually, well, you can see here, there is no squidge at all in this tyre because there's no weight running on that at the moment. So it doesn't compact. It doesn't compact this ground what we've just loosened. So it means we can drill the seed in, the roots can get down, and we get a nice crop sat back in these wheelings. When we have a dry year, it's not so important because we have the tracks on everything, we're traveling light. But this year, with all the rain we've been having, we just think that this is going to help us. So yeah, trying a new machine here. Just giving it a run in this field to see how it works. We are trying another one, a Grange machine as well, to see how that works. So what we're drilling actually at the moment is oilseed rape. We've got one more field to go, then all our rape is in the ground. We're putting it in with a companion and with some fertilizer as well to get it up and out the ground as quick as we can and away from the beetles. So that was the track eradicator, what we've had on demo. Now we can take a look at the combines which we've had on demo. We have had a New Holland, we've had a Class, and we have also seen the Fendt Ideal. Unfortunately, we didn't get in a video of the Fendt Ideal because we were busy operating it, but here we can see the Class and the New Holland. So here we have the Class on demo on the left hand side, and we have got our New Holland, our CR 9.90 being operated on the right. We like to run both machines in the same field just so we can compare outputs of the new machine, because we are looking to get slightly more output than we have currently got. Just with the weather windows we're getting sort of narrower and narrower now with the weather patterns we get, we do need a little bit more output. So the Class is the 7600, very nice machine, but ran very, very well. So now we're on the new CR 9.90, which is the equivalent of our actual machine, but just a newer version. You can see ours running there, and that is ours on the left, just comparing. Equally, the Class and the New Holland, both very impressive machines. Yeah, so that was the combines on demo. Sorry we didn't get a bit more video of them, but we was busy trying to make the most of the weather windows of what we had. So that's it for August really. Hopefully September we will bring you the completion of our harvest, and like you've seen us putting rape in, we will be getting land ready, and our winter barley will be getting sown towards the end of September. So it's still all full steam ahead here, but there we go. We look forward to seeing you in September.